My mother told me that back in 1967, after the Six-Day War, there were huge rallies pro-Israel with thousands and thousands of people here in Sweden, across the world, but here in Sweden. And I hardly didn't believe her, but you know, she's my mother and she always tells the truth. So, and she actually was telling the truth. The support for Israel back then was much, much bigger than it is today. And what has happened over those years? That's the subject of a great book I've read recently, Making David into Goliath, How the World Turned Against Israel. And I recommend all of you to read it, because we need to understand why the world and why Sweden and why the public opinion has turned against Israel. If we understand that, it's also easier to turn it back, to turn the support, to increase the support for Israel in the world and in Sweden. And Sweden, we have a huge homework to do. This is actually the most Israel negative country in whole of Europe. And that's a shame. That's a real, real big shame. But we can do something about it. We have to work even harder, and we have to communicate smarter. And we have to turn the table in the debate. For example, people think it's because of Israel that the Palestinians don't have a state of their own. And that's wrong. That is wrong. If you check your facts, you know that's wrong. 3 times the Arab leadership and the Palestinian leadership has been offered a Palestinian state, and 3 times they turned it down. First, back in 1947, the United Nations proposed 1 Jewish state and 1 Arab state. The Arab leadership turned it down and attacked Israel. And that's a long time ago. But in more recent history, in 2000, 15 years ago, only 15 years ago, President Bill Clinton proposed a Palestinian state. Arafat turned him down. He didn't even come up with a counter-proposal. He turned him down and he went home. And as a short time ago, as 7 years ago, in 2008, Israeli Prime Minister Olmert proposed a Palestinian state with even more generous terms than back in 2000. But Abbas, did he turn it down? He didn't even answer. He didn't even answer. He didn't make a counter-proposal. He didn't even answer. If they had said yes, if Arafat would have said yes, if Abbas would have said yes, today we would have a Palestinian state. It's the Palestinian leadership that denies the Palestinians a home of their own, not Israel. I know we can turn this around. Many of you work very, very hard for Israel. We have to work even harder. We have to communicate smarter. And we have to win this kind of debates based on facts, not on what is believed in public opinion. My goal as chairman of the Swedish-Israel Friendship Association, Samfundet Sverige-Israel, is to turn Sweden from the most Israel negative country in Europe to the most pro-Israel country in Europe. Thank you.